Or if you can get a book and one pen and write down your goals and talk to yourself to say why you're not achieve your goals them and go to the drawing board and go back through it, then it don't make no sense. Like, you really and truly don't make no sense as a person. You have to know how to drape up yourself. Girl, I'm here drape up myself right now. You have to know how to drape up yourself and get back into the game. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking this video. If you are new here, hi, my name is Jaydah. I create content relating to lifestyle, travel and business. So if this is anything that you're interested in, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys what I learned from last year, at least some of it. One thing that I took away from last year was that quitting is actually for winners. I don't know where we have this narrative that quitting is only for losers, and if someone give up on something, then no, they're a failure. When I say quitting, more time the quitting that I'm referring to is you really just pivoting and doing something else or just changing direction. But as long as you're still moving, as long as you're doing what's best for you, you are actually winning at life. And I'm going to give you guys a complete perfect example, and I sing about this example all the time on my channel. I was an Airbnb host in Kingston, Jamaica, and I didn't want to become a landlady. Like, I literally was going back and forth with my friend, pivoting about the idea. I hated the thoughts of being a landlady. I literally just didn't want tenants. I just wanted to stay in the hospitality. So I was fighting the idea for at least, I think, 3 months. But if I had continued fighting the idea, I would have literally been a detriment to myself. So quitting are for winners. You have to know when to pivot in your life. You have to know when to change direction when something is just not working for you. A lot of the time that just takes patience and a lot of self-reflection. So if you're currently in the process of changing something, whether it be a degree, whether it be a career direction, please don't feel like a failure. Another thing I wanted to talk about is that taking a risk is no risk. Every year I literally have a scenario that reminds me that not taking a risk, like not sending the email, not reaching out to collab, not posting the video, not doing what I'm supposed to do, always has some kind of severe consequence, and that in itself is a risk that I can't afford. So for me, I always prefer to do the something or reach out to the person and be told a no than have the idea pondering in my head or just sitting on it, because that literally will make me so anxious. And if you know me personally, like, I'm someone that when I have an idea, if I have the idea Monday, by Wednesday I have the website done, and by Wednesday I have an Instagram page, and I'm just ready to get the ball rolling. Like, I don't really let people or fears stop me. I normally just buck up in when I get there. I don't really lay back and let people worries and stuff get in my way. So take the risk. What's the worst thing that could happen? Like, babe, take the risk. Honestly, if you get the yes, then obviously that's a preferred situation. But if you get a no, or if it fails, no failure is a failure. It's just a lesson. Literally, that's how I see my failures. I don't see them as failures as a bad thing. I see them as a good thing. I'm like, okay, good, at least I learned the lesson now than when me at 32. Like, that's literally how I see everything. I wait it happen to me now than when me at 32 later in my life when I have more responsibilities. Right now I have no kids, I have no dependents. It's literally just me in this life, a trial thing. So no is probably the best time out of any other time in my life that I should be taking a risk. So if you're in a similar situation to me, or if this sounds like something that applies to your life, then definitely go ahead and take that risk. But before you do, always pray and just hand over everything to God, because without him we are nothing. Okay, so a good example of this is actually the vendor list. I have been sitting on this idea for time, but nothing ever prompted me to actually do it. So I was like, okay, when I have the time. The pandemic gave me so much time that right now I need no more time. But the time that I had, I kind of just took the opportunity, and I was like, actually, you know what, let me just put the list together, and if it work, it work. If it don't work, at least I know. I put it out and the list actually worked. I mean, I have some backlash because initially it wasn't the list that's currently out now, but I just took those lessons. I took the feedback from the customers. I gave who needed to be refunded, and I just picked up my lessons and I just kept it stepping. So just take the risk and keep it stepping. Like, you're not gonna dead. If you're not gonna dead, then to me the worst thing that can happen to you is death. So if you're not dead, then clearly you learned something. This was a good life lesson. This is in terms of relationships that you have with people and just humans as general. The literal saying is, if they wanted to, they would have. So for me, like, I just kind of took a lot of steps back from a lot of people's life to just really see what they would rather do. Like, in a way, like, my friends, my family, like, you're gonna know. Like, I'm gonna call and be like, look, like, I don't feel a way about this, or I wasn't happy when you said this, and I'm gonna try to rectify it to just keep it going. So that kind of meant that me apply pressure, you see me? So with a lot of situation, I just stopped applying pressure. I stopped telling people what I expected from them. I stopped telling people what I wanted. I literally just step back and just stay quiet and just see what people would actually rather do. And a lot of the situations in my life just started to just fix itself. Like, I just started to see people for their true colors. Instead of me motivating someone to do something, like, I just really started to see people true color. Okay, so really what I started to realize that whenever you apply pressure, you're actually telling people what you want them to do. And if it's not genuine, and if you don't genuinely want to do it for me, then I'd rather you just not do anything. Not unless, like, you're obligated to, like, you're my friend or something, where, like, we have, you know, a support system going on, where it's like, okay, an agreement kind of situation. But apart from that, like, if you really wanted to do something for me, you would have. And that's how I feel about everything. Like, no one is pardoned. I feel like for me, sorry about the bathroom, but I feel like for me, like, every other day I feel like a black person gets killed, and it's just glamorized in the media. Not glamorized, but you know what I mean. Like, it's just exaggerated, and it's just all the theatrics that comes with it. I get traumatized every other day. So it's very normal for someone that's living in 2020 or 2021 to feel depressed, because as humans, like, even though you may not realize it, subconsciously, like, your mind and your body is feeding off the things around you. So the constant news, the constant updates on COVID, hearing that your family member may potentially have it, like, all of these things, they feed into our subconscious. So if some days you feel a bit down than others, honestly, just lay in and just be as easy on yourself as you can be. And if it gets to a point where you feel like you may need professional help, definitely go and seek the help. I'm going to try to leave a few links below to any mental health services that we have in the UK that's readily available. If you guys know the mental health number or a website that Jamaica has, please leave that in the comment section below, and I'll try to pin it or add it to the description box. Happiness itself, like real true happiness, it's not a next job, it's not your next relationship, it's not a next flight. Like, I had to teach myself this as well. That's why now, like, I'm just trying to reprogram my mind to basically tell my mind that, like, you basically decide when you want to be happy, when you want to be anxious. I know some things will be overwhelming and be out of my control, but at the core of it, I just want myself to know that I can make myself internally happy. And I'm currently working on a lot of routines and things in my life to basically just give myself happiness on a day-to-day basis, being that we're living through a panoramic. So yeah, happiness is not a destination, so please just decide to be happy, decide that you're worthy, decide that you want more out of life and you deserve to have more. So this one is a really good example. Ooh, I just read it. This one says that closure is your choice. Okay, I had to learn this the hard way. Like I told you guys, last year I lost a lot of friendships. Not really lost, but you know, the pandemic, like, you just get out of touch with a lot of people, and some people you get more in touch with based on, like, surroundings and stuff like that. So a lot of things I was wondering, like, why this happened, or why this person not talk to me no more, or why this, or why that, why this, why that. Like, I was just pondering in my head, and this really just, you know, like, this just gives me peace. Like, it just make everything make sense. And it says that closure is your choice, not something someone can give you. You decide when you forgive, heal, and move on, right? If it's that you want closure on a friendship that ended, because people don't talk a lot about friendship breakups, but boy, girl, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it another time. Yeah, so if it's that you need closure for whatever scenario like that involves another person, I think you should try to get closure with yourself first. I know that sometimes external validation does help the situation. I'm not going to be naive to it, but what I'm trying to say is that everything really starts with you. And honestly, whatever the other person says won't even matter. Like, it may help, but it really won't matter, because internally you already know that you didn't do wrong, or you really know what the situation was. So try to get closure with yourself first, and then I promise you nothing else will matter. Lastly, lesson that I learned, one of the uncomfortable ones, was that you have to know when to call yourself out. Like, if anything last year has taught us, it's that everybody just fend for themselves. Like, you see it with the countries. Some countries close them border, some countries don't. Like, nothing is generalized anymore. It's really just you against you. So if you can't sit in the mirror and talk to yourself, or if you can't get a book and one pen and write down your goals and talk to yourself to say why you're not achieve your goals them, and go to the drawing board and go back through it, then it don't make no sense. Like, you really and truly don't make no sense as a person. You have to know how to drip up yourself. Girl, I drip up myself right now. You have to know how to drip up yourself and get back in the game. And what helps with calling yourself out is if you have people around you that call you out. You already see how listen they drip me up daily. Derica, sort yourself out. Derica, you need to do this. Derica, you need to do that. Like, you need people around you that's able to help you to get to where you need to be. And if you have people around you that's holding you back, please don't feel bad for cutting it. Like, you have to cut people off. Like, this is how life is. People come and people go. Not everyone that you meet when you were 17 is meant to be in your life when you're 23. With me, what really helps is, like, I will write my stuff down. Like, I'll write down my objectives, and if I don't meet them by my deadline, I will have a very serious conversation with myself. And if it's that I need to give myself grace, I will just extend the deadline. And if it's that I'm really slacking, like, I will just try to tweak my calendar to make sure that I'm getting my goals done. That's me done for the day. I'm more tired now, so I'm gonna take off them clothes here and wipe off my face and edit the video and post it tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for subscribing. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.